So in this video I'm going to talk about why women over 50, you should not be cutting out carbohydrates to lose weight and what you can do instead. Let's dive in. So the common kind of thought process for a lot of women is if they want to lose weight, let's just cut the calories, and often that's done quite indiscriminately, cutting out carbohydrates, fats, proteins, just to get down to that magical figure which is often quoted, 1,200 calories per day. Now, I don't think that's a particularly good starting point. I don't think it's a good starting point because if you are currently eating 2,000 calories a day and you suddenly drop down to 1,200, you are going to feel like you are starving. So instead of doing that, I'm going to give you a simple formula whereby you can calculate a potential starting point for your calorie intake per day. I'm then going to go into breaking down 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and evening meal, so you can see how you can reach this target amount of calories I'm going to suggest as a starting point. As I go along, obviously you need to insert your own personal details, but the formula works incredibly well and it means you will not be starving yourself. So let's dive into what the formula is. So the formula is taking your ideal target body weight. So let's just say hypothetically you want to be 10 stone in weight. So 10 stone in weight, if we equate that to pounds or turn it into pounds, that's 140 pounds. So that's the target weight you're aiming for. If it's not 10 stone, then obviously put in whatever your target weight is and turn that into pounds. But let's just stick with this formula for now to make it easy. So 10 stone, 140 pounds, we're going to multiply that by 12. That's going to give us 1,680 calories per day. Now, my recommendation is that you would start off on that. And then if after a week you are not seeing the weight go down or your weight go down, then maybe take off 100 calories and then run with that for the next week. So that would be 1,580 calories for the whole week. If you see the weight coming down, you can probably stick at that for a good number of weeks before you need to adjust it again, because as you start losing weight, you will need to adjust your calorie intake as well. And if you're doing activity, there needs to be another little calculation there as well. But let's just assume you are mainly focused on your diet and you're not so worried about the activity levels, which may be quite low at the moment. So this is the formula. I'm now going to break down this 1,680 calories into 3 meals. And before I do that, if you want to have a kickstart today in terms of your weight loss, getting your diet, your mindset and your exercise going, there is a link below this video. Click on it, it'll take you to a page, answer a few simple questions, take less than 3 minutes, and you'll get back a full-blown personalized report. Okay, let's take a look at breakfast first of all. I'm not going to dwell on this too long. You can always pause the video and look at what's on screen. So for breakfast, 2 eggs, a slice of whole grain toast, 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of chia seeds, and a handful of berries. That will give you protein 20 grams, carbs 30 grams, fat 15 grams. And again, do pause the video, take a look at this screen, grab it, take a photograph so you can see what it is. Let's take a look at lunch. Lunch, 100 grams of chicken, half a cup of lentils, a teaspoon of olive oil, mixed salad. That will give you protein 40 grams, carbs 30 grams, and fats 20 grams. And finally, let's take a look at your evening meal, your dinner. So baked salmon, quinoa, steamed broccoli, half an avocado. That will give you 37 grams of protein, carbs 30 grams, and fat 20 grams. So overall, if we calculate all of those measures for the day, we're looking at your intake for the day. Protein, 126 grams of protein. If you multiply that by 4, because there are 4 calories per gram of protein, that gives you 504 calories. We look at your carbohydrates, 168 grams of carbohydrates, times by 4, there are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. That gives you 672 calories. And then finally fat, 56 grams of fat, times by 9, there are 9 calories per gram of fat, gives you 504 calories. Total 1,680 calories per day. Again, this is just a starting point. It's not a recommendation necessarily in terms of you must do it this way. Always seek medical advice or nutritional advice for your own personal circumstances. And don't forget to click that link below the video if you want to kickstart your weight loss today and get kickstarted with your mindset, your diet and your exercise.